Hey there, Francis Potter here again, making another video. In this one, I want to talk a little bit about a competitive advantage that we have over GitHub and other SCM systems that I think is actually really big. And I don't think we really talk about it very much. And the more I think about it, the more I think it's a big, powerful advantage that we have. One of the great things about this particular advantage or set of advantages is that this is an SCM. It's not, so we know about advantages that have to do with the end-to-end DevOps lifecycle, but this is specific to SCM and in the way that projects and people are managed within GitLab that, as near as I can tell, is a lot more powerful than GitHub and other SCM systems. So let's dive in here. I'm going to show you what I've got here. This is a group in GitLab. This is my group. It's my stuff. Some of it's private, some of it's public. But one of the amazing things about GitLab is that we have subgroups. We're so used to it that we don't think about it very much. But subgroups allow me to do things like say, hey, I've got my demos here. So this is inside my Francis Potter group. I've got my demos. I've got my tools. These are all in separate subgroups. Now, this is more than just folders for organizing projects because each of those subgroups can have configuration settings, Kubernetes clusters, and access controls that propagate down to the projects that are within those subgroups. So subgroups give you a powerful way to organize projects within an enterprise even that you don't really have with GitHub. With GitHub, you have, I mean, unless I'm missing something, and maybe I am, maybe there's some feature that I don't know about, it's basically, you have your namespace. This is my Francis Potter namespace, and then you have repositories within the namespace. And so there's no real way to kind of manage things in a hierarchy. Now, if you're just a small business or an individual, that's probably fine. But for a large business like an enterprise, I imagine that that's like, there's all kinds of things you can't do there. So, so that's really interesting. Then as you go down into individual projects, in this particular case, I have a project called Quotes, which is a simple demo project. So notice this is within a subgroup within my Francis Potter group. It's called Quotes, is this project. One of the things that I can do here is I can manage my members of my projects. Where is it? There you go, project information members. When I add members to a project, so let's say I add Francis Potter demo 2. Yeah, that's fine. I can select a role for that member. Now, keep in mind, not only can I do this at the project level, I can also do it at the group and subgroup level. And I have those roles with that powerful role-based access control. So I can add someone and say, well, you're only a developer on this project. You're not a maintainer, or you're a maintainer, or you're an owner, or you're a guest. I have all these roles to work with. Now, GitLab's roles are pretty opinionated, but they're incredibly powerful when you add a user. If I go over here to the exact same project in GitHub, okay, and once again, maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I have like the junior level account and there's some other level of account which has better controls, but I can invite a collaborator here. This is just another account that I have, and I've just add them to the repository. They're just a collaborator. That's all they are. There's no roles associated with that, and no way to kind of control who does what within an individual repository. So the hierarchical structure and the role-based access controls are two really important features of GitLab that offer an enormous competitive advantage over GitHub and Bitbucket and other competitors. If I'm wrong about this, and there are some of those features in GitHub and Bitbucket, I'd love to hear about it so that I can understand them better. But anyway, that's what I think we've got, and I think it's pretty exciting.